Good afternoon from the GoLocal Live Navigate Credit Union Broadcast Center here in a beautifully sunny Providence. These are the days that I'd like to talk about when the weather's like this, and soon I'll still be convincing Josh Fenton to let me broadcast live from the pool. Don't worry, I'm still working on it. Today we are talking about pizza cravings, and this has been something that I was hit up a lot about, saying when are you going to talk about pizza again, when are you going to get some of these newer places in with their newer menus, and probably about a year ago was the last time we covered it. And one of the guests that I have today is joining us to come back because he's got a lot of great news, and he's kind of a shy guy, so I'm going to have to prod him a little bit to talk. And so when Billy Monzo comes in, you know, you have to push him a little bit, but we'll get all the information out of him. So I have Billy joining me, I have Kara joining me from Figadini, I've got Chef Dominic coming in from Federal Hill from Roma, really excited to talk about the things that he's got going on up there. And then my last guest will be David, who is joining me from Providence Coal-Fired Pizza, who has expanded. I believe they're now at 3 locations, so I really want to hear about how they got to that point and the spot that they got here in Providence. Every time I'm over there, it's humming. But all of these places I've had the good fortune of eating at, so I'm excited to have them as my guests today and highlight all the new things and satisfy our pizza cravings with them. So to get things started, I'm going to welcome in Kara and get her in here so we can get talking about Figadini. Hi.
Hi.
Thanks for making it in.
Thank you.
So this was tough because Kara and Frankie have a lot going on over there, and they've got a great operation, and you guys are very active owners.
Oh, yeah.
I was talking to your husband, and he said he's been putting in 14-hour days.
Yes, that's
that a norm?
that is unfortunately the norm right now.
Oh,
yeah.
the poor guy. Well, you're producing a great product. So to get it started, to talk about it, what I'd really like to talk about is how you guys got to where you are and some of the history behind Figadini, if you don't mind.
Absolutely. Well, May 15th will be 5 years of Figadini in downtown Providence.
Wow.
But my husband, Frankie, who is our only pizziolo, has been in restaurants since he was a little kid. The reason why we are in this business is his parents owned a restaurant outside of Boston when he was younger, all wood-fired as well. And then they moved to the Cape, had a second restaurant, and we decided as a partnership that we wanted to carry on the tradition of wood-fired cooking. And alas, we're in Providence doing Figadini.
And it's going to be your 5-year anniversary?
Oh, yeah.
My gosh, that's hard to believe. It's been 5 years.
Yeah.
And the space that you're in, so it's because you're right, the Biltmore Garage, technically, is what we call it, right?
Yes.
So you guys, were you one of the first ones in there?
Yes, I think it was Ellie's Bakery, which is 2 doors down for us. They were the first, and then we were the second ones in.
Yeah, and that space has kind of bloomed. There's no empty space over there now. It's all full.
No, it's totally occupied. Yeah.
And that it's also become this humming area, not just for locals, but it seems like you get a nice tourism draw coming in from the convention center and the hotels.
Absolutely.
Well, it's a good representation to have them come see you, so I'm glad that you're over there for that. So the family thing, and I know you guys have talked about on this site and his family starting it up, were they one of the original people to start the wood-fired, or how did, because it seems like it's a bug that caught that you guys have continued on with, so.
Yes, so Frankie's father is actually a stonemason, and he built Bertucci's first brick oven in Somerville, Boston in the early 80s.
You're kidding?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So they saw, and his mom's a chef, so they decided, hey, they obviously saw the success of Bertucci's when they were really a small, just independent restaurant.
Back in the 80s, yeah.
Yeah, and then they opened up their restaurant in Waltham, Mass. So he's been in the kitchen with his mom since he was a little kid, and it's his passion.
Well, it's been a great passion, so congratulations to both of you for carrying on that family tradition. So if you head over to Figadini, it's not a massive spot, but it is a very charming spot. And one of the things when I was talking to your husband earlier today was that we can't get a pizza over here right now because the fact the ovens are still getting warmed up and getting heating to the process of where he can make the pizzas.
Yes.
And he's making all that pizza dough. He was doing it when I was over there.
He's the only one.
He's the only one making it. So talk to us about some of the styles of pizza that you have on the menu, what it means to have that wood burning.
So yeah, we're actually Rhode Island's only all wood-fired kitchen. We have the wood-fired oven, which is was made in Naples. It's a Stefano Ferrara, and then we've got the wood-fired grill. So we primarily only make Neapolitan pizzas out of the wood-fired oven. Okay. And it really is its own style of pizza.
What are some of the pizzas that you guys get out of it?
So the classic is the Margherita di Bufala. And we're trying to replicate exactly what they're doing over in Naples, and we import everything for that pizza.
Really?
So we've got the San Marzano tomatoes that are grown in volcanic soil, a little bit sweeter than most tomatoes, the mozzarella di bufala from the water buffalo, and then it's pretty much just basil and salt.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So how does the menu, now you were talking before, the menu just changed, right, recently?
Yes, we changed the menu seasonally, yep.
So what are some of the new things on the menu?
So we do change our salads. We've got some really refreshing spring, summer salads that we're doing. And Off the grill, we have some new, went over from monkfish to scallops now and doing some bright Rhode Island charred squid. For the pizzas, they pretty much stay the same all year. We do change it up, and every day we have a different pizza special.
Really, every day?
Every day.
Damn, that's nice. Every day there's a new pizza to choose from. So this is something that you brought over, and we were talking about.
Oh, yes.
She's like, oh, yes.
Oh, yeah.
So tell me what you brought.
So this is obviously not on the pizza, but this is our burrata, which is made up in a farm in Bennington, Vermont. This has become like the pizza that people are really, really into. So if you can imagine some crushed San Marzano tomatoes, our salamato picante, which is our soppressata, shaved garlic, and then when the pizza comes out of the oven, this comes post oven. So this put in right in the center after the pizza comes out.
Oh my God, that's like mouth-watering to me already.
Yeah, it's really, really beautiful. And then we have these lovely pizza knives from Naples that we spread the burrata, and then we actually have pizza scissors. We're the only people that don't cut their pizza, which is a very traditional Neapolitan thing.
Oh my God, I love that. I got to come over and try this one. I haven't had that one yet.
Yeah, it's really, really nice.
So this has got to be one of the big orders. People have got to be loving this right now, right?
Yeah, it's aesthetically beautiful, and the taste is just, you know, with the burrata, when you kind of spread it over the pizza, and then it's just it's a synergy. It really, really works well together with the soppressata. And you said the burrata's from Vermont? It is. So you guys have got some local sourcing going on. We do. We try to get most of our produce local. I mean, there's so many farms in Rhode Island. We do import some of our cheeses. And then our flour, our Caputo 00 flour, is also imported from Italy, but we do try to source locally. Well, if you're going to import from, getting from Italy is not a bad place to be importing your products from. Yeah. Nobody's going to complain about that, but the local sourcing has been this huge topic that's been going on for the last few years now. It keeps getting bigger and bigger in Rhode Island because I think, like you said, we've got some great sources to get it from, the farms and such. Yeah. And we've tried to cover a lot of that. Have the pizzas in there in the 5 years? I mean, you guys are what we call now kind of like this landmark style of a restaurant that you've got to this point, because a lot of places have a tough time getting past that certain point. Right. And especially when you guys moved into an area that wasn't really up and coming yet 5 years ago. I mean, when Ellie's went in, they were the same thing. They were taking a big chance like you. Have you found that it's 5 years has made the success for that location for you? Absolutely. So we're both not native Rhode Islanders, and we didn't really know anyone when we first got here. That was kind of like the best thing that we found out about Providence, is it really is a community. And everyone, instead of saying, "Oh, who are the new people?" they really kind of welcomed us, which was great. And we have got some wonderful regulars, and I mean, we've definitely established quite a few relationships that carry us through the winters and into the busy season. No, and you've gotten, the nice thing is too, to echo that point, is I've seen great press that's come out about you. I know the Convention Visitors Bureau has worked on different things with you, the Tourism Council with their PR group, but I've seen nice things that have come out about that location and where you are, and about the style of pizzas. So, the more people, and I think everyone I've got coming in today, the great thing about all my guests is that everyone has been a part of that, about building this foundation, and there's camaraderie, not competition, so to speak, that's out there. So, I mean, you and Billy were just talking before this, and I'm talking about how shy he is, because he's really not. Yeah. But you and Billy were just talking about before this, and I think bringing everybody together only helps the businesses grow. Oh, for sure. And I think that the knowledge that people can get on these pizza cravings, to try these different styles, these different types, in some places have got different events going on. You guys have, with the location you have and being owner-operators in there, it doesn't give you a lot of free time to expand and do these other things yet, right? Right, yeah. No, we would love to, but we're in there day after day. But, it's our passion, and one day we might be expanding. Yeah, there we go. So then when that happens, we'll find out in advance. Yes. Nice. So, for Frankie's position and for yours as well, do you guys have, is it like a flow of trying to get people in that you can train in the traditions? Because he grew up with it, so it's got to be second nature to him now. Yes, well, he is our only pizza maker, and he has been since day one. So he has made every single pizza since we've been opened, and we are well over 70,000. No wonder he doesn't sleep. Yeah, so it is, with Frankie's kind of methodology is that he is right now cutting and making the dough right now. He wants to be involved from putting it into the mixer to taking it out of the oven. So, I mean, we're trying to, it's a passion. It is a passion. It's a passion. And to find somebody else that will take that, it's a little bit tricky. It's our place, it's our home, so. It's near and dear to him. You can completely understand that. Absolutely. So when you walk into Figadini, it's got this great little bar to the right-hand side that you go in there that is always packed every single time that I'm in there. And you guys have got a nice selection of cocktails that you're doing and of wines. And we were talking earlier, you've got a new wine that's coming in, right? Yes, we're really, really excited about this. It's from Northern California, but it's a pizza wine. Actually has some beautiful pizzas on the label. It's from Brock Cellars, and it's a Sangiovese. It's beautiful,
Nice.
and it just goes well with every single one of our pizzas.
See, and getting unique wines like this, because everybody knows I'm a wine enthusiast,
Yes.
is that getting unique wines like this are very cool to me to be able to come in, because someone made a comment to me earlier, did you drink wine with your pizza? My comment back was, I drink wine with everything.
Okay. Yeah.
So, you know, it's a fair play on that. But getting unique wines that are styled, that are out there for it, and this was wine, who was carrying this one, the distributor?
Oh, Wine Wizards.
Wine Wizards.
Yep.
And they carry a lot of like eclectic
They're
boutique
awesome.
style wines,
They're
right?
great. Yeah, we use them and Wine Brothers exclusively. That's it.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So these are the things that you can check out and go in there, and I can tell you that from the perspective of being in there with your staff, and I can say this about all my guests today, is that your staff is really helpful.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, they're like,
We're here.
I
We're
was
here to
asking
help.
questions about ingredients on the pizza because I have this thing with no onions on anything, and they're like, yeah, no problem. So it's like they converse with you, and I had recommendations that were given to me for a cocktail one time when I was in there. So I think that environment that you've created is fantastic. So
Thank
congratulations to
you.
you guys.
Thank you.
So if you haven't been over to Figadini, it's 5 years. What the heck is wrong with you at this point? Make sure you stop over and see him. Say hi to Kara and Frankie. Tell them you saw him on the show, and try this because it looks like it's going to be amazing, because that's the next thing I'm trying. So thanks for
right.
making the time to come in
Thanks so
today.
much.
Really appreciate it. Now she's got to get back in there and work again. All right. So as I was mentioning before, my next guest can be kind of shy a little bit, but I usually get him to open up. And it's been about a year since he joined me. He was one of my first guests that came on. Back I think when I had Joanne from El Forno on with me too. So Billy, are you ready? So Billy's got 2 locations, so we're going to talk about both of those, and we're going to talk about the things that he has going on. Federal Hill Pizza has become a destination, and Billy has been a good friend and someone I've known for a long time. So the stuff that he has, the product that he has, is very, very cool. And he's got some classes that I kind of want to go over and talk about that are coming up, especially with Mother's Day. Last week we were talking about all the great gift ideas that are out there, so I want to make sure that I can kind of get Billy to talk about some of those. And then before he walks in, I want to give another sidelight. He's already walking in. Look at this. It's your fault.
Listen, you called for a delivery like you called for a delivery like a half an hour ago. Late. Let me have one of those. Let me have one of those.
What is this?
This is Muti Corporation. Muti, think Muti. Great company.
I told you he was shy.
Imported. Thank you for coming.
You're welcome.
What's your name? Hurry up.
Liz Pastrito.
She's representing Muti. Okay, go
Liz,
back.
thanks for
I got to
coming
talk
in.
about your tomato.
Look
Okay,
at this. This
okay,
is
we'll
cool.
just keep that on the side. It's a
Yeah,
great
I like
product.
that. That's awesome.
Freshly brought into the United
I'm going to
States.
bring this
It's
pizza
really
up a
good.
little bit.
What do you
So
wanna do? You wanna
I'm going to move
stuff?
this up a little bit just so I can
Okay,
put this
you
behind
cool?
you.
Here, go like that.
All right, got it.
You cool?
We're good. All right. So as I mentioned, Billy's kind of shy, so we take it easy on him.
Sorry.
Taylor, we need a wine key because I might need this while
Taylor, we
Billy,
need a wine key.
Billy's going to be doing all the talking, so I have a feeling I'm going to need to have a drink.
So how you doing?
Good, bud. Nice
Good,
to
pal.
see you.
You too.
I miss you.
Yeah.
So
you too.
it's never a dull moment. All right, I got it. Thank you.
Thank you. Do you want to
What's
eat that,
this?
or should we show it?
What is this?
Okay.
You got more?
Yeah, I brought it around. Owner's
Oh my
favorite.
God,
Yeah,
I
throw
love
over
it. Yeah, put it up there.
Yeah, go like this. Throw this one
That's
on top
awesome.
of this. Put this one over
Here, I'll hold this one because I want to see it. All right, so let's do this first.
Go ahead.
Tell us what you brought. What did you
I
get?
feel like eating. I'm hungry.
I know, me too.
And I
Now
didn't
that you
cut
brought
the damn
this,
stuff.
that's all right. I can
Okay,
bite
yeah, go
into
like
it.
that.
That's all right. Well, tell me what these are because you got
Okay,
some.
so we got an owner's favorite. We have an owner's favorite.
An owner's favorite.
Now listen. It's really simple. What makes this? You ready?
Yeah. Get out of here.
Okay. No grease.
No wonder
none
you
of
didn't
that.
cut it.
And then it goes back. So listen. Let's get on it right away, and I'll save you the long wind. The reason why my product and a lot of people from your show, from what you've done,
Yep.
a lot of people have reached out to me. What makes it different?
That's what we want to know.
First of all, it's Neapolitan, but not classic Neapolitan. I run my temperature a tad cooler.
Okay.
850. I run around the high 7s. Okay?
Yep.
So for the geeks out there, I've got 2 Gianni and Cunto ovens, as you know, within my
Oh yeah.
location.
Yep, they're awesome.
But from my understanding, and this is what you were asking me about, and I figured I'd just bring it up,
No, absolutely.
is that due to my naivete, 8 years ago I started mixing different flours. And it wasn't really out there where people within the Neapolitan scene in the United States, you better pour me some of
Of
that,
course I'm pouring some.
didn't really mix flours. So
But wait,
I
wait,
can't drink it until you get yours.
So
hurry
let me ask you this.
Make it
though.
fast.
Why do they not mix flours?
You know, I don't want to consider what I do an artisan pizza maker, but I think any master, cheers.
Salute.
So I think anybody within our industry, like Seven Stars Bakery
Right.
and Olga's and some of the local amazing bakeries in our state, which we are spoiled, very spoiled with bread in this.
Extremely,
in this
I
state.
agree with you.
We are brats here.
Oh my God, this is delicious.
Yeah, it is. So I ended up deciding to take on the, quote, artisan feeling. So
Okay.
I blend my own flowers. So I normally have, as most people know, in my location when they pop in, 15 different flowers.
Yeah, and you got bags all over the place.
Bags all over the place. And I enjoy the chemistry of it. And I think I'm pretty much maybe, not to my doing, but I think I was like probably, as you had mentioned to me, probably one of the first guys in the country to do it. And it's really paid off because I enjoy what I do.
So let me segue into something from that.
Go ahead, and I'm going to have a drink.
And you can have a drink. So that, and you being creative, and this is kind of what we talked about, and it is a sight to see. When you go in there, you feel like you're walking into an authentic pizza making kitchen. Everything's open, and I'm going to let Billy kind of describe the Providence location a little bit more. But segue into this from the perspective of you teaching. Now you do your own Facebook Live videos, you've got classes and stuff that's out there. So talk to me about the classes, because from my perspective, in the geeks, and not necessarily call everybody geeks on this, but learning the nuances of how you do these things is incredibly valuable. Not only that, but fun.
Well, it's funny, Rick, because if we, in Rhode Island, again, we have an amazing amount of restaurants. So I chalk it up this way. If you want to go out and have a steak with your family, everybody says, we're going to go to this steakhouse because it's the, quote, the best one that we enjoy.
Right.
But we eat more pizza than somebody goes out and maybe blows a couple of $100 on a steakhouse.
Right.
So why don't most Americans take more value in the pizza they eat? They eat it more.
I'm all
so
for it.
why eat crappy pizza based on your interpretation of what that is?
Right.
And have a better product and have a better experience. So what we did was, because I grew up in the Mount Pleasant area and the Castle Cinema and some of the particular individuals, friends of mine, childhood friends that we grew up on, we started Chefs Feeding Kids. I felt that within the culinary industry, it would be great to have talent to feed kids. So we opened up a school, 501c3, at the castle, and it's an actual legal education facility where we teach classes. We have Johnson & Wales students coming in.
That's
we
awesome.
have professors coming in teaching classes on bagels. The last one we did was bagels. We're using 00 flour. As a matter of fact, Melina Piscina and Caputo donated flour. The Italian flour companies are getting involved now. Muti Tomatoes getting involved. Gilbani Cheese is getting involved.
So you're getting all these people to come in and support the initiative.
They're supporting the initiative, but I did not know this, but somebody from the governor's office, we had a fun time with the governor about a month and a half ago. Hon, that was about a month and a half ago, right?
She's like, yep.
She goes, yep. So they said, how did you get all these major world food manufacturers? Oh my God, they're coming to Rhode Island. I'm like, yeah, because they're learning the importance of and seeing the culinary industry we have here in Johnson & Wales and the value in that. And I think the things that you guys are doing here is just pushing it forward and letting people know we got to.
Well, and it goes back to a lot of what we talk about on this segment, is that it's about education. We build this as an education, and that's why
educate.
A year ago you were just getting into the cinema and just getting going over there, and now so you've got Chefs Feeds Kids.
That's right.
You've got the cooking classes that people can come to, regular classes, right?
And all the chefs within Rhode Island. The thing for me, Rick, is my relationships outside of the state in the culinary industry. So I've got chefs from, Glasgow, Scotland, Dubai, all over the place that I get, California, Glenn Sapolsky in California. I've got Joe Carlucci, all these different people that are getting involved with Chefs Feeding Kids and different brands.
But see, then again, it goes back to the point which you were just talking about with the governor, is that you're putting Rhode Island on the map in that way from an educational perspective.
I didn't know I was going to, I mean, okay.
Hey, we'll accept it though.
Wild.
That's great, but that's great that you're doing that.
Who would have known,
But that's a big part, and I was just saying this to Karen here, is about the relationships. In this state, it's about people working together and forming relationships, and even bringing in the people from out of state that have a name or a reputation and can contribute to help grow that.
It's priceless.
Yeah.
And it happens very quickly.
So we got the Chefs Feeding Kids.
Yep.
We've got the classes, which I think is a great, be bringing up just my idea, a Mother's Day idea. If you're still out there and haven't got your Mother's Day thing, you're in big trouble. Purchasing that as a cooking class to be able to do that and take them out
we're doing that on Mother's Day.
You're doing a Mother's Day cooking class?
Yeah, we're going to do a little cooking class where people can come in, we can cook, glass of wine, make some pie. It's fun.
That's a lot of fun.
Yeah, check us out.
And you're doing that on Mother's Day, huh?
Yeah, we're going to do it on, why not?
That's awesome. That's a, see, there you go. That's another great idea for activity. You could save yourself a lot of trouble right there. So the other part is, and I want to give up from a cooking class standpoint, is that Billy is, as you know, and we're just talking about Chef Feeding Kids, you guys are very charitable. You and your wife have done a lot.
Thank you.
You've been out there through a lot of great things.
Thank you.
This past year, you guys supported us and helped out with Gloria Gemma Breast Cancer Resource Foundation.
I'm not blowing smoke. That was fun.
Thank you.
I mean, I'm talking fun. And if you've never been to it and you're watching this, never mind to support, Gloria Gemma Fund, but come out for the night.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
It was a killer night.
Yeah, the Flames of Hope is a wonderful event, and I
what
want
a night.
to thank Billy because he's already committed to coming back this year. And not only that, next month you're doing a cooking class at Rhode Island Kitchen and Bath for Gloria Gemma survivors.
Absolutely.
Which is again a noble thing. So thank you for being able to do both of those things.
No, thank you for inviting me, and I think I'm going to bring a friend of mine who's a hitter in the culinary industry to play around. We'll see if I can get him to come to town.
See, we like that stuff.
That'd be fun.
So the other cool thing,
please
talk about Castle. Kind of give us an overview because it's been, how long has it been? A year now?
It's already been a year and 3 months.
Year and 3 months.
I'm not counting, of course.
No, because when I first brought you on, I think it was only 2 months. You'd been there.
2 months.
Yeah, you'd been there for 2 months, and that was a fun segment when you came back on last year. So we had Joanna on, Renora from Malforno. That was a good time.
Hey, like this, Joanna.
I know, she's a goddess.
You know the way I am with her.
She's a goddess. She's
like
awesome.
This. You kidding me?
So give us a quick overview because you got something else cool that you're doing. Talk about cinema-wise, something that you're doing at the location.
So the Castle was built in 1925. It's one of the original MGM Mere movie theaters. Me and my wife were humble enough to bring it back to life. And as you can imagine, it's been around since 25. It's always, where you going tonight? We're going to go to the Castle and have Federal Pizza.
Yeah.
It's just the way it's going to be.
That's okay, though. It's cool. That makes part of it cool.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. So we do an immense amount of special events. We have an 11,000 square foot building. So we have Johnson & Wales, we have banks, we have financial institutes, we have all different groups that rent the space. They rent the space.
So we got to talk about that though, because this is a need that's throughout the state of Rhode Island.
Yeah,
there's a need.
Crazy?
There's a massive need for event space, and not just from a local perspective, but from a tourism perspective. I was talking to Kara about people walking over to her spot. Your location in Mount Pleasant has gained momentum in that whole area over there.
Huge.
So I interrupted him because it was a need. But go on,
No,
finish.
it's
Let me
okay,
finish.
because
yeah,
I'm going to tell you what. There are people that are professionals within the Latino community that either want to have a company function. They have a cleaning company.
Right.
They have a construction company. They have a Christmas party. But what else is happening, which is really cool, is we had summer camp. Do you remember me talking about that?
Yeah.
So we had pizza summer camp in cooperation with the mayor's office. So
summer camp.
All the different summer kids, they were having camps, 40, 50 kids at a time. And Cinque Stagione, Ricardo, sponsored that, and he put up the flour. So every time we cooked, we used his flour for all these inner city kids learning about really clean food. So we did like 10 of them last summer, where we actually had 40 kids at a time come in from all the different parts of the city. And at the end of their camp, we had pizza camp one day. And guess what the big thing was? And some people who follow me on Facebook and Instagram, we were teaching more of these kids, that a tomato was a fruit.
You're kidding me. That's awesome.
That was like, that one simple thing, you know, man?
So I got to add one funny thing into this,
ahead.
and then I got a question. Somebody's that made me promise that I'd
I
ask
did
you.
that on Facebook. I said, if you got any questions.
No, then I'm getting them. So,
let's answer
them. I got to add one funny thing. So one of my boys, my second oldest boy, is 8 years old, Giovanni. Now, he has gotten into watching Master Chef Junior on TV. These kids
That's the burnt cheese. It's the best.
That.
I don't give a shit. So good.
These kids are amazing on TV when we see this.
I know,
so
the
now,
little kids,
they're
right?
unbelievable. So he's begging me, Dad, buy me the cookbook, buy me the Master Chef Junior cookbook. I did. It's coming in today. He's so excited. But this gives me the great idea. You're talking about these kids with the summer camp. You can gear or educate the kids that are that age, I'm assuming, 8 years old, right?
Listen, let me talk very selfish for a minute. You have all these different restaurants that are up and running. It's my job, if I can skin not 3 cats at one time, I can do really cool things for the community. I can also get this younger generation of consumer, which is what I did in the East Bay, and really let a 10, 9, 8-year-old kid understand what I feel is really good, clean pizza.
Okay.
In 8 or 9 years, I'm hoping that they're my consumer.
Or they could be coming to help you.
Thank you.
All right.
And building relationships within the community, in the Mount Pleasant area.
Absolutely. So the question I just got, you were talking about events.
From who?
This is from Jim. And the question is
ahead,
there
Jim.
a size to the events? Like, is there a certain size?
You know, it's funny because the Castle is legal up to like almost 300. But the room that we have on the right, which is the second theater, is really comfortable in between anywhere from 10 to 125.
So that's off to the right when you walk in?
That's right.
Okay.
That's right. And you can walk in. Anybody wants to come into the Castle and check it out, come.
But there is an option that people could do smaller groups.
Absolutely.
Or they could do a takeover if they want to take over the
we
space.
do karaoke, party karaoke. A matter of fact, again, I don't mean to be repetitive, but the governor absolutely had a ball, and we had karaoke that night. somebody on her staff was leaving and going to greener pastures.
Nice.
She had a ball. She had a ball. The whole group had a ball. So we did that. So.
Now, speaking of the theater
wine's
aspect,
good.
I know it's very good. I'm already done with mine too. Sunday movies.
Yeah, shoot.
What's going on with that?
Well, we're doing some classic stuff, some old school stuff that used to be at the.
Sorry, I can't help it.
Go for it. That used to be. Tell me whatever.
That's perfect.
Okay, cool. I'm putting it down here. I don't want to knock it over. So we're doing some stuff on the bigger theater because we have the 1968, 1972 screen, which is 16 and a half feet by 8 feet, 8.5 feet. So it's an actual movie theater.
Yeah, seriously.
So we're doing all the sporting events. So if a group of guys want to come in and they want to take over the room some night, they can take over the room. We've had that happen. It's killer. I mean, it really is cool, you know?
So I got to tell you, we were talking about this earlier about doing a tour, kind of like a thing of going out there.
Yeah.
All of you today, all the guests that I have today, I'm very fortunate that I get all of you guys to come in and join me, but I think that combining up some type of event,
Yep.
Pizza Knowledge, Pizza Style, bringing in Chef Dominic from the Hill, Figadini,
And he's
David
good.
that's here, all these guys.
Dom
Dom
can cook.
Dom is amazing. He's
Dom
an
can cook.
amazing cook on everything in Italian. So I think that bringing in all of you guys, that we should do something. You're just saying that, you know, making good pizza, not having crappy pizza being out there. We should do something where we can get everybody together to do a pizza event.
It's really.
Would you do that?
Did you hear or you didn't hear?
No.
In September,
Yeah.
we're doing an
He-
actual.
He stole my idea before I could
No,
say
no,
it.
no, you're on it. We're doing an actual pizza contest, bringing in guys from all over the New England area called the New England Pizza Championships in cooperation with Colony Foods,
Okay.
probably Gilbani Cheese, a couple of flour companies, and it's underneath the auspice of Chefs Feeding Kids.
Well, that's awesome.
But I do agree with you that based on a conversation that I had with maybe the Waterfire people,
Okay. Maybe.
that there would be a great idea to have something like a tutti italiano, which is exactly what you're talking about.
And see, combine that with wine and
Like,
we're all good.
Should we be brainstorming
See,
live?
yeah, this
Are
is
we
awesome.
brainstorming
No,
live?
because I expect everybody out there to give me great feedback to say that they're going to come to this stuff because this is what it's about and evolving and doing these great things. And this is why I love bringing in the guests that I do is that there is so much, and I'm going to go back to it probably several times, there's a lot of camaraderie in the state, and we're fortunate with that.
I think that there should be even more camaraderie. I think it would be even more stronger for the industry. But I also have to say this, if there is something that we can organize, either in the castle, which is going to happen in September, or hopefully we can talk to the Waterfire people, which have been amazing. We've had conversation with them.
And that's an automatic draw
The
from
thing is
crowd.
this, if we can bring in even more talent, other people within the industry from out of the state, to come here and do manufacturing, do things within the food industry, that would be really killer.
I agree.
Really killer.
100%, I agree. So we've obviously covered a lot, and like I said, he's kind of shy, so it takes a little while for me to pull the
I'm
information
sorry,
out of
shame
him.
on me, shame
But
on me.
we got the cooking classes, which I really wanted to talk about. The Chefs Feeding Kids, the movies. I mean, doing the Sunday movies, I think, is a very, very cool thing.
Yeah, we're having fun with that.
But I think from the class perspective, again, going back to a gift idea, it's something to look into. Reach out to Billy now, reach out to his wife Christine, check out the website to find out about it. And then styles of pizza. Let's go back to the pizzas for just a minute here before we close out with you. How many different types of pizzas are you making?
We're doing 3 types of pizza, and the one pizza that is killing it right now is the gluten-free. We're working in cooperation with the gluten-free situation. We're working with a little bit of 50% my way, 50% their way. We're working with the Caputo Corporation.
Okay.
And we're working with their gluten-free. We're having a ball with it. The cell structure is unbelievable. So we do a gluten-free. We do a square, classic square,
Yep.
which is, I'm known for my El Taglio, pretty much in the world, which I'm pretty humble about. As you can tell, my 12s are very nice. And again, in this particular product,
This is my dinner right here, just for the
yeah,
record.
you can have it. So this particular product has 3 different grains in it, which
Okay.
means 3 different flours. So this is very difficult. If it's actually impossible to duplicate, and then this has 4 different flours in it. We don't have them cut because they could slop around in the box, but they're very tasty. They're very soft. Look,
Yeah, I
this
love
got
that.
made almost an hour ago, hour and a half. Look,
I'm loving
soft, crunchy.
So before I let you go,
Sure.
tell us just a couple of things, because I want to make sure that people know that
Please.
it's a pizza craving segment, but every one of my guests have got other things on their menu. So
I gotcha.
tell us about a couple of the other things that are on the menu. That
Well, we've got a 5-part underground menu that may not be underground after I talk about it. So I'm not going to talk about it. But if you come in, there's an underground menu with 5 different items on it, and they're very popular.
So you have to ask for the
You
underground
have to
menu.
ask for the underground menu. and be accepted to eat on the underground menu, which has been going on in Warren since 9 years. Listen, I got to have a little bit of fun, you know? But
I love it.
If there's one thing that I would have to say that kind of separates us, what I think between other, quote, Neapolitan pizzerias or kind of you know, fun food, is that nothing's out of it. I mean, we're fresh.
Everything.
We're
And you can, the second you
from
walk
ground up.
into any of his restaurants, you're going to see that.
Thank you.
It's completely obvious with the things you have.
Thank you.
Well, I appreciate you making the time to come in today,
No,
buddy.
I
It's
appreciate the invite, and I love bumping into you, dude.
Thank you. It's always great to see you. And like I said, he's going to be at the Gloria Gemma thing in June for the cooking demo.
Make sure you guys come.
Check out the theater Mondays. There's a lot going on, so reach out.
Bring some wine.
That's right. Thanks, my friend.
I'll see you later.
Good to see
Anytime for you.
I appreciate it.
Okay, you want me to carry this stuff out?
Taylor's going to help you right here.
Taylor, where are you?
Right behind you.
Okay, grab this stuff. I had
sneaks-
2 of these. I'm done for the day.
She sneaks up on you.
I'll grab one. Okay. You want this one
Oh,
for
I'm
later,
taking
right?
that later for sure.
Yeah, Taylor, give that to the chief. I'll carry this one. Okay.
Get your
Peace out.
tomatoes
Have a
there.
good day.
Thanks, Billy.
You too, pal.
All right, like I said, it's never boring having him in here, and he's always got a lot to say. Take that in case anybody else needs it for me. I'm going to be drinking my wine here. So, as Billy and I were alluding to, my next guest is, there he is. Look at this.
How's it going?
Hey, Chef.
Good to see you.
You too. Thanks for making it in. I really appreciate you taking the time.
A couple more.
All right. I'll line
right
them up
back.
while you're coming. No worries. Oh, look at this.
Taylor's here.
Taylor and I are going to be eating good tonight. Look at this. Whoa.
That, huh?
Beautiful.
Nice.
Awesome. Thanks again. Really appreciate it.
Pleasure to be here.
I got to throw out, the first put out there is that I've known Chef Dominic for a long time, since the early 90s. He's been a great friend of mine. Federal Hill, as everyone knows out there, is one of my big clients, so we do a lot of work together. So I've been begging him literally probably for a year to come in and join me. So I'm incredibly, you finally made it. So I'm incredibly happy that you got the time to be able to do this. And it's perfect timing because we're going to get right into this. You got a cool, exciting announcement that you're going to be doing.
I do.
Tell us about it.
Roma is going to be opening a pizzeria starting June 1st.
Awesome.
It's in addition to what we already do with our marketplace and deli and banquets and catering. So we're going to feature some classics, some real good classic pizza, wood-fired, all-natural ingredients, good DOP San Marzano tomato, extra virgin olive oil, fresh mozzarella, all the good stuff.
And this is going to be on June 1st, so Fridays and Saturdays, right?
Fridays and Saturdays for now.
Okay.
Yeah, for now. We're busy with so many other things. If it was the only thing we do, definitely we'd be open 7 days a week. But we're going to keep it to Friday and Saturday for now.
Well, it kind of keeps you on your toes because it gives you something to look forward to coming into the weekends.
Exactly.
So before we get into the great stuff that you brought, I want to kind of do a highlight because you guys have been up there. You and Rosanna have been up there with Roma.
Rosanna, Sisto, her husband, and my wife Suzanne. We've been up there over 30 years now.
30 years.
30 years.
So 30 years on Federal Hill. Now, Federal Hill is known for having places that can make it a long time, but that's a really long time.
It is a long
to be
time.
up
We've
there.
seen a lot over the 30 years.
Yeah.
A lot of transformations.
And the Hill has had a lot of evolutions. It's become
For sure.
more multicultural, but it's still our little Italy in Rhode Island and being in Providence. And you've been a big part of that. Dom also serves on the Federal Hill Commerce Association's board of directors. So he keeps his hand in the activities and the things that are going up there, and one of the Hill's biggest supporters. So thank you for that as well.
My pleasure.
But give us kind of an overview, because Roma has evolved. You've got Via Roma upstairs.
That's right.
You've got Roma downstairs. You've evolved over time, and now you're adding something new.
Correct.
So kind of give us, if you will, like a verbal visual if you walk into the ground floor where the marketplace is.
Sure. The marketplace consists of imported salumi, formaggi. We have a tavola calda, which I like to call the best express lunch on the hill. Come in, choose what you like, it's ready to go, and you're out the door in 15, 20 minutes. All kinds of great paninis, subs, salads, wraps, of course, our wood-fired pizzas and calzones. We make these fabulous garlic knots that sell out within the hour.
Right.
Then, of course, don't forget the desserts on the way out, our homemade cannoli, tiramisu, sfogliatelle. We're starting gelato next week as well.
That's right, the gelato's coming back. I forgot about that. That's right.
Gelato will be in place next week. Of course, a good cappuccino, espresso. You could have a glass of wine, a nice Peroni with your lunch. It's endless with the deli.
And you've got, so when you come into the deli and you walk to the left almost, it's got the dining room, and that's where the pizzeria will be able to sit on Friday, Saturdays, right?
Yes, it's going to be very rustic, very laid back, nothing, very rustic, clean, Italian style pizzeria.
And you know, one of the biggest things I like to say about this is it's a gathering place. Literally, you could go into Roma at 9 o'clock in the morning, and the old Italians are up there having their cappuccino and espresso, sitting there, right?
Oh yeah.
They're all out there. It's like sometimes he's got to turn the lights on for him because they're walking in before the same time he is. But it's you really have that authenticity is still going in. I have never walked into Roma and not heard Italian being spoke, and not just from him.
Constantly.
Seriously, Italian being spoke.
You know, my motto is this. You know, you come in as a stranger, you leave as a family. You know, we treat everyone with respect. I tell my customers that we work for you, and my team is the same way. You know, people are friendly. We welcome people with open arms. Yeah. It's all about customer service. People don't realize this is hospitality. It's not the restaurant or deli business. It's hospitality. So when Rick Simone comes into my place, you know, he wants to feel special, and the same goes with every other customer. We treat every customer with respect. We take care of them, go the extra mile, and help them with anything they need.
And going into Roma between 11:30 and 1:30 any day of the week, you're going to see this happening because the place is packed. It's literally
out the door.
Every table's full.
But we get them in and out.
You do.
We get them in and out.
And now you've got people sitting al fresco style, being able to sit outside.
Yes.
And then there's another part of this that I'd like to put out there because I'm a big fan of it, especially around the holidays, is that your marketplace has a lot of imported specialty products.
Great. We got some great products that came in this week that no one else has on the hill per se. Some great olive oils that will be out on the shelves this week. Great balsamics, some DOP tomatoes, great line of organic pastas, some great coffees, all kinds of great things will be on our shelves this week.
And from the fact of where he's talking about where the deli part is that people are purchasing cheeses. I mean, I go in there and I purchase my cheese. Cheeses, salamis, I mean, I get my Genoa there. So it's like there's a lot that comes out of there from it, and it's got that old war charm. So being there that it's been from the 80s, like I said, he's evolved, he's gone through the different changes for it.
Constantly changing.
And even like your menu style of it is that you're bringing back things that you're still hearing about when you make your trips.
Exactly, exactly. The menus evolve just like our dining rooms evolve. We keep changing and updating and making new adjustments here and there and listening to our customers and seeing what it is that they like, and we try to accommodate them.
So we are going to come back to the pizzas, but I want to just highlight the other part of this because later, after the 80s, after you guys had got started, you expanded, so to speak, and went above, right?
It's about 24 years ago now, yes.
So upstairs is Via Roma, and this is, and I was talking with Billy Manzo about this, and he was complimenting you on your skills as well, about also the events, about the events business, and that if there's a shortage in Rhode Island from event space, that people are always looking for something.
There sure is. I mean, we're busy like 4 or 5 nights a week easily with the event space. We do everything from first communions, fundraisers, graduations. That's the season we're in now. A lot of dinner shows. We've done a lot of dinner shows.
Las Vegas style dinner shows, like really cool shows.
Yeah, definitely. Some great shows over the years. Our next show coming up is the Ocean State Follies. Unfortunately, that is sold out already. That's on May 18th. The next show after that is the Ambrosiani Dinner Show. It's a local Italian band, well known by everyone. And then look for our dates in June as well, romaprov.net.
But to go into that, that's an important thing. So everyone asks, okay, how can we find out about these shows afterwards? Well, because I always tell you, you need to sign up for these things and pay attention on social media to be out there, because that's one of the comments that I got earlier was that show sold out? So yes, it is already sold out, but now you can go to Ambrosiani, you want to look at the other things that are coming up and get a part of these people's lists so you know the things that are happening. One of the big questions that I also had was, what's the capacity upstairs? What can you accommodate for Via Roma?
For a sit-down meal, we could go about 110 people. Cocktail reception, about 120. So it's a decent size. And we do events downstairs as well, so don't forget that. That holds about 80 people.
And another awesome thing about going up to any of the locations for the events, or even going in for, if he's got a special event going on downstairs or upstairs, parking. He has, not only does he got valet, but he owns 2 lots, so you don't have to worry about
2 parking lots, so don't worry about meters, people. Just park in our lots. They're safe, they're secure, they're well lit, and we offer valet parking as well for all our private events.
So no reason, no excuse on that.
No excuse at all. There's plenty of parking.
So let's go to what you brought, because now we got to satisfy the pizza cravings. What do we got here?
Sure. So basically we have a pizza fritta, which is known in Naples. It's a deep fried pizza, like a calzone, and the inside has ricotta, fresh mozzarella, salami,
yeah, you see the ricotta right there.
Yeah. We top with a little nice Samaritano, fresh basil, real delicious.
Oh, God.
One of our appetizers is going to be featured on our menu is our arancini, classic Sicilian delicacy. It's a rice ball. In the middle, you have bolognese, peas, fresh mozzarella. We top it with a little parmigiano, over some pomodoro sauce.
So that brings up a good question on the menu, though. So the menu for the pizzeria is going to have appetizer, salads, that kind of thing?
Very simple.
Okay.
Maybe like a half a dozen appetizers, 4 or 5 salads, an array of pizzas and calzones. I'd say about 20 to 30 total. And then we're going to have like about 8 classic pasta dishes, like your spaghetti aglio olio, pappardelle bolognese, things of that nature.
So you're going to have some nice choices.
Yeah.
And to add to this, just to be out there, is that one of the questions is that, you know, you've taken your kids there to go in. This is going to be family friendly.
Very family friendly, very affordable. You're not going to break the bank, and you're going to get great quality food, great service, and pair it up with some of our wines, which we're working on our list right now, and some great beers and spirits, of course.
Yes, you ain't going to have to worry about that.
Right.
All right, what else we got here?
Right here we have a fontina speck, which is a smoked prosciutto.
Oh my gosh.
Grape tomatoes and fresh basil, and caramelized onions as well.
Yeah,
really
okay.
delicious.
That looks amazing.
And this is a classic Neapolitan pizza. I'm from Calabria, I'm Calabrese, but Neapolitans are known for their pizza. So our style is Neapolitan. And this is called salsiccia e friarelle, which is sausage and broccoli rabe with just fresh buffalo mozzarella. And that's it, just very simple, olive oil, little pepperoncino, and served that way. Really, really classic.
Adding that to my dinner for the evening.
Really,
I'll be
really
eating
delicious.
a couple pizzas tonight.
That's delicious in that style as well, in a calzone.
And this is like, you could share the heck out of this one here. That's amazing.
This
The
is our
size of it.
individual pizzas, Rick.
That's the individual
This
size?
is the individual size. This is what you're going to get.
So you're getting a lot for the quality and the value of it as well, to put it out there for you.
Correct.
So I want to just say that we've got, with Roma up on Federal Hill, is that it's got a great combination of all these different things happening. And some of the questions I have is that people are like, is it separate people that run the upstairs for the events? No, you're getting that information now so that you understand.
Right here.
And then from a catering side, and I can only say this from a personal perspective, is that over the years, I've used Chef Dom and the team over there more times than I can count. I've had them at political events, fundraising events, everything you can imagine. He customizes the menu with you. Not to take the talk from you, but he customizes the menu with you, and you're getting authentic Italian customs. And this, Billy Manzo was talking about this before, is that his food has a stance of perfection to it from what he does up there. So congratulations to you with that.
Thank you.
But tell us a little bit about how the catering goes, because it is kind of, it's different than customizing the menus from the event space.
It is. We do have our separate menu for catering that you could call in and order pans of our delicious food. We're well known for our eggplant parm. Won awards for it. It's phenomenal. People call from all over ordering it. So you could call in. We do everything from party platters, some great entree dishes, great pastas. Our bakery pizzas are great. Our bakery calzones are great. So anything you really want. You basically call in. Any one of our associates could help you design the menu, help you with quantities, help you with all the miscellaneous you might need if you want it delivered. If you need like chafing dishes, disposables, breads, and all that good stuff, we do it all for you. If you need staff, we could do that as well. If you need a chef attendant, you need servers, bartender, we could do it all.
And I have to say, it was funny is that over the weekend, a new neighbor of mine was having a birthday party for her son.
Right.
And we were over there, and my kids, and I walk in the kitchen to get the food, and my kids are like, Dad, it's Roma's food. We know we can eat it. So I had to take a picture, and I sent it to you.
Sent it to me,
I sent a
which was
picture
pretty
to
cool.
him to tell him.
Which was pretty
It
cool.
was great. And it was nice to see that reach. It turns out, in talking to my new neighbor, is that he's had his rehearsal dinner with you. He uses you for all his food. So
That's the beauty of what we do is we have so many families out there that I've done so many events for over the years, from whether it's their christening, first communions, bridal showers, graduations, weddings, what have you.
Right.
All joyous and other occasions as well. But you know, we strive for nothing but customer service perfection. We give you quality, we give you substance, we give you good price, good value for what you're getting, and you're going to get it with a smile. Again, customer is king to us.
And to end it, before I let Chef go, talking about the hospitality perspective, is that everybody today has been a kind of an owner-operator. They're out on the floor, they're doing things. This is no exception. You will walk into Rome and you'll see him in his chef's coat, moving around the restaurant,
everywhere.
behind the counter, putting stuff in the back of the
Valeting
kitchen.
cars.
Yeah, but it's literally, and it's not only that, but like I mentioned earlier, you'll hear him speaking Italian to a lot of his regulars and guests that are coming in. But it's an
French
education.
and Spanish,
It's
don't
true.
forget.
That's right. That's right. He's trilingual. No, why do we call it now? 4 languages, right?
4 languages.
Oh my gosh. But it's also the fact of an education, and you guys are constantly helping and doing that, because there's people walking up saying, what makes this pasta so great, and what can I do with it, and you're helping them with it. So
Exactly.
it's a special...
Myself or Sisto, my brother-in-law Sisto is very knowledgeable with all the pastas, everything we import, all our olive oils and tomatoes and anything to do with the marketplace, and He's really knowledgeable.
So it's a special part of the hospitality of Federal Hill. But Chef, thanks for making the time
My
today.
pleasure.
I'm really,
Thank
really
you.
looking forward to the pizzeria opening. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's
so
going to be a great time.
thanks again.
Thanks,
I'll
Rick.
be chowing down on that one later.
Yes.
Don't worry.
Thanks for having me.
Taylor, you going to help him out here? Yep. I call the broccoli raw pizza. Yes, you call that. I just made Taylor's day. All right, so last but not least, I want to bring in David, who is the operating partner at Providence Coal Fire Pizza. And a lot of the questions I was getting from earlier was about the locations and how they've grown, and I'm definitely going to talk to David about that. Hey, and
how are
I
you?
forgot it, the operating partner is in the kitchen as well here.
How you doing?
Look at this. Good to see you.
Good to see you.
Thanks for making it in. I appreciate it.
No worries.
Awesome. Ooh, I got
got a
some
few
wings
more-
here.
yeah, we got a
Taylor's
few more
got. Oh, this is so funny because we were talking about your cocktails when I spoke to you on the phone. Beautiful.
We wanted to make you happy.
Nice. Come on in. I'm easy. I get made happy easy. So before we get into the amazing things that you brought, I've got to have you tell me how you and your partners got started in this, because to be, and it seems like to me yesterday, but to be at 3 restaurants already, how did you guys get into it? Because the success has been amazing. Congratulations to you guys.
Thank you. Yeah, no, it's been a little bit of a whirlwind. It originally happened, I was working for a large corporate food and beverage company, and one of our accounts that we managed was in Providence, Rhode Island, and the landlord of that building approached me one time and was interested in doing something with coal-fired pizza in downtown Providence. He wanted to bring it to Providence. He had experienced it in other states, and I left my corporate job on a handshake. And my business partner, his name's Ed Restivo.
Ed Restivo, yeah.
And the two of us kind of set off on this adventure. And we opened the first one in downtown Providence maybe about a little over 6 years ago.
Is that 6 years already?
Yep, it's been about 6 years. And then our North Kingstown location at 6105 Post Road, a little over 4 years ago. And then we just opened our Westerly location at 162 Granite Street. We just had our 1 year anniversary there, so.
And that's I tried last year to get Michael, your partner, to come out
Correct.
to join us, and they were just opening their restaurant. So a lot of you had asked and talked about one of these great places to go to with this Providence Coal Fire Pizza. So now we finally got him. I'm excited to have him here for it. And the Providence one, it's funny to think about Ed Restivo there. I have to throw out there, I used to live in that building when I went to college. It was actually a Johnston Wells dorm for like 2 or 3 years, and I lived in
believe it.
Conrad above there,
Yep.
in the Conrad apartments there. And I think where you were at the time, God, there was a dry cleaner in the back and
There was a
something
dry
else.
cleaner in the back,
right?
and there was just rental space out front. Before that, it was actually the original Lupo's
Right.
as well.
That's right. That's so funny.
It's the
Yeah.
Conrad building. It's a historical building, and it's a pleasure to be in that spot.
Yeah, and the things that they've done in that particular space alone are amazing. It's a pretty big space that you've expanded
Yeah,
into there.
it's a little over 4,000 square feet, so
Yeah.
it's a good size building, good size space. It's a good size bar, about 20 seats at the bar.
Yeah.
Fit about 100 people in there in the restaurant, and yeah, it's busy all the time. We have a good following there, so we're excited.
You've gained a great following
It's
there
our
for
flagship.
sure. So from that perspective, I'm talking about that being your flagship. You've got 3 locations now. You guys have had a great measurement of success. I mean, anytime you make it past 3 years, you consider like this legacy in the restaurant business where you can grow. But to have 3, and you're talking in 6 years, you've got 3 restaurants.
Yeah, it's been a roller coaster ride, but we have kind of an attitude, never give up and just keep pushing forward. And failure's not an option, and it's worked for us so far.
There's a perspective too that I want to make sure that people put out there, is that when you do this from an entrepreneur standpoint, to invest in these things and do this, you're not only doing it for yourself and the buildings and such you're associated with, you become an economic engine and
Correct.
part of the economy. I mean, you've got a number of employees across 3 places now.
We have quite a bit of employees
Right.
in 3 locations, and geographically, we cover the whole state at this point, except northern Rhode Island. So we're stretched, and we employ people from all over the state, and even in Westerly, we even employ people from Connecticut because they're right over the border.
Right, that's true. Yeah, and you get a tourism draw from there, I'm sure, as well.
Correct.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's excellent. So now I want to get into the pizza cravings part of it, because is each location have a similar or same menu? How are the menus
Each
set up?
location has the same menu.
Okay,
So whether
perfect.
you order a pizza in Providence or in Westerly or in North Kingstown, you'll get the same pizza.
Gotcha.
Same dough, same everything.
So talk about the process, about how you're making the pizzas.
Well, the pizza really starts, when we first started out, I'm a crust guy. There's crust people, there's sauce people, there's
there.
cheese pizza people. Our crust is a 3-day process. We start with a starter,
Okay.
and then on the second day, the dough is actually made and then balled up, and then it's rested a whole nother day. So production, in order to keep up, you have to be 3 days ahead all the time.
Wow.
And the fermentation process allows us to get nice air gaps in the nice cellular structure in the dough. And that's where it starts. And then once we do that, we start looking at the ingredients. And all our ingredients are either cooked or cut or made in-house. On this particular pizza, we have house-made sausage. So that's made in-house. The roasted peppers that are on here are cooked in our coal-fired oven. And the onions are cooked in the coal-fired oven. The cheese is actually, we just changed over to a cheese. We just did we collaborated with Narragansett Creamery to come up with a proprietary mozzarella cheese for Providence coal-fired pizza that now Mark Federico and his company make for us. Yes.
Mark's a great guy. He's been on the show. He's a really good guy.
Yep. And we just use really good ingredients. And even, I didn't bring the pepperoni here, but our pepperoni pizza is pretty popular. And we don't buy sliced pepperoni. We slice it ourselves because we want a certain thickness on how it cooks in the oven. And the cooking process itself is intense. It's coal. And it's not charcoal, it's rock, it's coal, and it cooks. The air temperature in that oven is about 900 degrees.
Okay.
The deck temperature will fluctuate depending on how many pizzas are in there, but that air temperature is about 900. You feel it when you're really close to it, you lose some hairs.
So, yeah, I believe it, 900 degrees. So from that spot, the coal-fired pizza, it's a more challenging way to do it, right?
Yeah, the coal is more organic. You can't just turn a dial and get it to the temperature you want.
Right.
So I always describe it as kind of driving an oil tanker through the ocean. If you're headed towards an iceberg, you got to turn now, not right when you get up to the iceberg. So every time you throw a bag of coal into the oven, it actually takes energy out of the oven.
Okay.
Which basically means your temperature goes down because it takes energy to ignite the coal, and then the coal will spike after that. So you constantly have to be looking at the amount of business that's coming in and how much heat you need so you don't overheat the oven or the oven cools off too quickly. So it's challenging. It takes a lot of training to get guys to be able to work on it.
So in training, and going to that point, so in training these people, you've got across the board, you're training the guys in 3 different restaurants for this process. That is, it's a unique process.
It's unique, yeah. It's hard to train people, but we do it. And we have, one of the great things about our company, at least I think so, is our people. That are the most important part of it, and we spend a lot of time teaching and developing people on a 24/7 basis, and I think that's the biggest part of our success. Well,
and it's, all of our guests today have been talking about going back to collaborations, and that everyone here is supportive of everyone else. I mean, Billy Manzo was complimenting you guys and Chef Dominic earlier when he came in about the style and your success, and I think that being able to train those people and keep those people in Rhode Island has been a big, component of the conversation lately. So again, thank you guys for being able to do that. Now, your menu is not just pizzas, but you got a large variety of pizzas. How many different ones you got on there?
On the menu, I think we got about 15, 16 right now, pizzas. But you can also get whatever you like.
You can build your own, right?
You can build your own there. Which is
Question asked, Rachel. You can build your own. I told you. See? All right. And what else we got on the menu?
Well, here we brought the second piece of our menu that has been a huge success, which is our coal-fired wings. And these, again, are a 2-day process just to get them ready for the pizza oven. But it basically tastes like roasted chicken on the bone, but it falls apart like you were eating, I would say, slow roasted ribs. It just comes right off the bone.
Oh God, it's
and
amazing.
It's still juicy. We do some magic to them that keeps them juicy even in a 900-degree oven. So the 900-degree oven just renders them to make them crispy on the outside. They're juicy on the inside. And then we finish them off with the coal-fired onions on top that we make in-house. We probably, in our Providence location, we probably go through 800 to 900 pounds of chicken wings a week.
In a week?
In a week, and maybe 500 pounds of onions.
Oh my God,
to give everybody
amazing.
An idea.
Jeez. And downtown in Providence, I mean, the other 3 locations, too, I realize that there's a lot of tourism-based locals and then a lot of tourism-based. But even here in Providence, I know that you got the college market, you got the business sector, and then you still got the tourism crowd coming over from the convention center and the hotels. And down the street is, what, Hotel Providence?
Hotel Providence,
right?
They send a lot of business our way.
Yeah, because I mean, I literally have seen guests coming from the hotel walking into your space. What else is on the menu that you got over there?
We have a lot of salads. Our salads are very popular. We do entree-size salads or appetizer-size salads. We also have other appetizers. We do a goat cheese appetizer that has coal-fired vegetables in it, almost like a ratatouille.
Nice.
We do a twist on a spinach artichoke dip. We call it a spinach ricotta dip. It's based on ricotta cheese to give it a little twist. We do our version of a bruschetta, and we do a broccoli robin sausage.
Oh my God. Yeah, you're not going to go hungry for sure.
No, plenty to choose from.
Now, one of the things that I liked, and I had the chance to talk to David yesterday about it, was the fact that he has a good variety. And people were asking me, can I drink wine with pizza? And of course I can drink wine with pizza. But there's also cocktails. And I was mentioning earlier how one of the spots I went to, I had a cocktail with my slice of pizza. They've got very creative cocktails that I saw on the list. So tell me what you got over here now.
Yeah, about 3 years ago, we implemented a cocktail program where we switch up cocktails every season. So these are our spring cocktails, and we're now working on summer, which will come out in June. But we have here, this one right here is we're calling it a lavender lemonade, which is a gin drink with lavender honey syrup and a little lemon juice. Here we have a Kentucky cucumber, which is Maker's Mark bourbon with cucumbers, a little jalapenos, and Hellfire bitters.
Jalapeno in there?
There's a little jalapeno in this.
Oh
So it's
my
got a little
gosh.
kick to it. It's
Nice.
nice. And then we have our strawberry basil margarita, which speaks for itself.
that
with
one's
our
calling
own,
me.
Yep, our own house strawberry syrup, which tastes phenomenal. It's one of my favorites.
Oh my God, that's delicious. That's absolutely delicious. So tell us about, oh my God, I can't stop drinking this one. Tell us about some of the other programs here, because you also got, there's a loyalty thing that's going on. Someone asked me about that they saw it online, right?
We do. We have a loyalty program, which you come in and we should be offering it to you if you're new. They'll ask. And you get a little loyalty card, and every time you come in, for every dollar you spend, you get a point. And after you spend $300 or you get 300 points, you get $30 off the next time you're in.
Beautiful.
And also during happy hour, we call it appy hour, you get half price off certain appetizers on the menu, and you get double points on your loyalty card. So it's a double whammy when you come in during that time period.
Beautiful. So I saw some of this is on the site, and your staff will also tell people if they're working
Correct.
about it. But the last thing before I let you go is I just want to touch on is that it said that you guys had launched into catering. I think was it recently, like last year or something?
A couple of years ago,
okay.
yeah.
So tell us how the catering part of it works. Is it they can order from the full menu? Is it customized? How does that work?
It's customized. We actually price our catering menu out for larger groups. We'll pretty much adapt to what anything anybody wants, but our catering menu is online, and we'll give you a little discount on larger amounts of food. That's essentially what it is. So you can buy pans of wings, you can buy an actual pizza buffet that we'll set up for you,
Nice.
or large hummus appetizer portions, and so on and so forth.
So one of you were asking me earlier about the style of the catering. It's more of a drop and go type of thing, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Yep.
So it is perfect for graduations, all these special occasions that you got coming up for the summer, that you can literally bring the food in and all you got to worry about is cleaning up afterwards. You're in great shape. But one of you asked me about it, can they do graduations? And the obvious answer is going to be yes for
Yes.
you. So Dave, from the perspective that you've been in the kitchen, you're an operating partner, your background is being in the kitchen and doing this, is there something that's been your favorite in creating out of this? I mean, you mastered this style with the coal. Is there something that's been kind of your baby that you like and enjoy to come out of there?
What I like is our pizza dough. I think our pizza dough is extremely unique, and the funny story behind it is we had an idea of what we were going to start with, and one of our individuals in the kitchen who is still with us and is actually our culinary supervisor for the 3 units, he made a mistake. And he made the dough, and he increased the saturation point of it, which basically means he added too much water.
Okay.
And it actually made the dough better, and we've
Really?
never changed from that. This dough is 77% water, which, to give everybody an idea, is when you see that in a mixing bowl, it looks like soup.
Really?
Yes, and it has to be that highly saturated because of the intense heat in the oven.
Okay.
It's made to survive in that oven.
Gotcha.
But the pizza dough, to me, is phenomenal, and it's a unique way of coming up with something that's been this successful.
Seriously, there's no question about it. Well, they've got 3 locations. We've covered a lot of great information with them. You got to check this stuff out. The Providence one, I can tell you, is something I've been to almost on a regular basis because I'm downtown so much. But check them out. Go on. We're going to post a lot of this on social media afterwards. But David, thanks for making the time to join me today.
Thank you.
Really appreciate it.
I appreciate it.
So Kate Nagel is up next with everything with news and politics. I've got some great segments coming up for the next couple of weeks, so make sure you're checking us out on social media. But thanks for joining me today. I'm Rick Simone. I hope you enjoyed the taste.